While many people agree that AI is hurting student learning, you rarely hear people talk about changing the structure of classes. For far too long, classes have had students listen quietly while the teacher reads off a presentation they made 10 years ago, just to assign a paper or quiz and call it a day. So I wanted to talk about ways the educational structure can help combat the AI problem by implementing different pedagogical methods, which is just another word for teaching. So the first pedagogical method I'll talk about is the one most teachers use: lecture-based learning. It's kind of the standard for teaching. In this method, the teacher holds the active role in order to communicate relevant information, while students hold the passive role. An example of this method would be a teacher presenting on biochemistry every day, and students are assessed on their knowledge of the subject through exams. Now, this is a problem because...
Aren't your YouTube videos lecture-based?
While lectures can be great tools to help communicate ideas and concepts to listeners, it doesn't require any participation from the students. It's often criticized for not promoting deeper engagement or critical thinking from students, as well as not encouraging active participation. Now, I'm not saying teachers should never lecture, but it shouldn't be the main, or at least the only form of teaching during the class. Project-based learning is my favorite solution to the AI problem. This approach...
Aren't essays projects?
Well, I suppose technically they're...
And aren't essays the problem?
Will you get out of here? This approach puts a student as the pilot for their learning, where they will need to learn skills and knowledge in order to solve various problems. The teacher would take more of a passive role, acting as a guide to the students. An example of this approach would be a history class where students work in groups each week to examine a particular perspective during some historical event, like the perspective of Poland during the start of World War II. They would create stories or make a presentation or even a fake newspaper. And yes, traditional projects could be making presentations or writing essays, and teachers can feel good about themselves by assigning a paper instead of a final exam, or they're just pure evil and assign a final paper and a final exam. While AI could still be used to help these types of projects, project-based learning constructs a classroom designed around creation, active collaboration, and teacher support. A criticism about this method is the potential inconsistency of content coverage and skill development. For example, an AP history class may struggle with this method to prepare students for the AP exam. Discussion-based learning centers the students in an active role for discourse or debate on whatever idea, text, or project they're learning. Teachers can still have an active role in the classroom by facilitating the debates or asking questions the students will discuss. An example of this format would be a literature class having open-ended discussion on the assigned reading chapters from the homework. A criticism from this method is that it favors more extroverted students and doesn't allow shy students a chance to thrive in the course. Or all the students in your class are shy and it becomes really awkward. Game-based learning is an environment where students learn through games. Gamification adds game mechanics to areas of a classroom to encourage learning. An example would be having a point system or a leaderboard or, I don't know. Connectivism is a relatively new approach that is basically saying that we should use AI. Connectivism is built upon seeing technology and networks as important sources of information in the modern age, and using technology as a tool for the students to learn. Now, teachers are already using connectivism in assignments like discussion posts or having the class watch a crash course video. It's not as concrete of a method as the other theories I've talked about so far, so it's hard to critique or promote, but it can help remedy the consequences of AI by allowing it in a controlled environment. Now, I hope that you don't think that lecture-based learning is all bad because of this video. It's a great way to communicate important information. I just think it's a shame that we haven't been able to move on past lecture-based learning as the only or main form of teaching for students. It's most atrocious when a teacher uses a PowerPoint, especially one recycled from previous years.
Aren't your videos technically PowerPoints?
Ideally, classes would borrow and blend ideas from all these different methods in order to create better learning environments. If we stopped relying solely on lecture-based classrooms and basic essay assignments, AI usage wouldn't stop students from learning. But if classrooms stick to their old ways,
he's lecturing us.
This video just got boring.
You suck.
They could...
Go back to
Who invited this guy?
Alright, it's 1 a.m. I'm going to bed.